3 weeks passed before Olivia heard from the Zinthari again. 3 weeks of lying to her superiors about the encounter. 3 weeks of staring at the crystal, wondering if she had imagined the whole thing. Then one night the crystal began to glow, casting purple light across her small quarters. A hologram appeared. Lyra, looking excited, "Commander Barnes." She said, "We need you. The Krell have attacked our outer colonies. Mother says I may share coordinates for our homeworld. Will you come?" Olivia knew this was the point of no return. If she went, she would be abandoning her post, possibly facing court-martial upon return. If she was ever able to return, yet what waited for her here? Endless patrols, dead-end assignments, a life of quiet desperation. Days later, Olivia submitted her resignation, citing personal reasons. She packed minimal belongings and took her personal shuttle, claiming she needed extended leave for family matters on Earth. Instead, she entered the coordinates from Lyra's crystal and engaged her ship's fastest drive. The journey took 5 days. The Zinthari homeworld was located in a system with twin stars, one blue, one orange. The planet itself was mostly ocean with scattered islands of deep green land. It was beautiful. Olivia's ship was intercepted by 3 Zinthari vessels and escorted to a massive structure that orbited the planet. It was easily 10 times the size of Earth's largest space station. Inside the station, Olivia was greeted by Lyra, who immediately wrapped her small arms around Olivia's waist. "You came. You really came," she said, her 6 eyes blinking with joy. High Counselor Thalia appeared moments later, dressed in what appeared to be formal attire. Her expression was harder to read, but Olivia sensed relief. "Commander Barnes, welcome to Zinthar Prime. I must admit I was uncertain you would accept our invitation." Olivia looked around at the advanced technology, the alien architecture, the stars visible through massive windows. "I resigned my commission," she said simply. "I wanted to see your world to understand your situation. I make no promises beyond that." Thalia nodded. "All we ask is for you to listen and advise. Perhaps after you understand us better, you might consider a more permanent arrangement." The next days were a blur of information. Olivia learned about Zinthari culture, their history, their technology. Their society was advanced, peaceful, focused on art and science. They had never developed military strategy because they had never needed it until the Krell arrived. The Krell were a species from a harsh planet with limited resources. They had evolved as conquerors, taking what they needed from others. Their ships were massive, heavily armed. They cared nothing for diplomacy, only submission. The Zinthari Council, consisting of 12 members including Thalia, explained their predicament to Olivia in a formal meeting. "Our scientists estimate the main Krell fleet will reach our system within 2 orbital cycles," said an elderly Zinthari named Vela. "That is approximately 60 of your Earth days. We have technology but not tactics," added another counselor. "Our people have never faced war. We do not understand strategy." Olivia asked questions, studied Zinthari ships and weapons, examined maps of the sector. A plan began to form in her mind. Perhaps she could help, but she needed to know more. "Why me?" she asked Thalia again as they walked through a garden that evening. Plants glowed with bioluminescence, creating a magical atmosphere. "Surely there are other humans with military experience." Thalia was quiet for a moment. "The truth, Commander. We observed many humans before selecting you. Your tactical records are impressive, yes, but we also saw someone seeking purpose. Someone alone as our people now feel, alone in the face of this threat. Lyra believes the stars brought you to us." Thalia continued, her 6 eyes focused on the night sky. "I am less mystical, but I do believe in finding the right person at the right time." Olivia watched as small flying creatures, like glowing butterflies, danced around them. "Tell me about this marriage idea," she said. "Is that really necessary?" Thalia made that musical sound that seemed to indicate embarrassment. "My daughter is fascinated by human customs. She reads your literature, watches your broadcasts. She believes in your concept of family. But in our culture, binding 2 houses creates strength and unity. It would give you authority among our people beyond that of a mere advisor. And what do you think of the idea, Olivia?" asked Thalia, turned all 6 eyes toward her. In truth, I have been alone since Lyra's father died 5 cycles ago. I had not considered joining with anyone again, especially not someone from another world. But these are unusual times. Commander Barnes call. Me, Olivia. Olivia said. Olivia the High Counselor repeated the name carefully. I would not force such an arrangement, but I would consider it if it helped save my people. And my daughter seems quite determined to have you join our family. Their conversation was interrupted by an alarm. A counselor rushed toward them. High Counselor, a Krell scout ship has been detected entering the system. Thalia's demeanor changed instantly. She straightened her shoulders. Follow me, Olivia, she said. This is a chance to see our enemy in the command center. Olivia watched as the Zinthari tracked the Krell vessel. It was small, clearly designed for reconnaissance, not combat. What defenses do you have? Olivia asked. We have energy shields and some weapons designed for asteroid. Defense, not warfare, explained a Zinthari operator. Can you capture their ship? Olivia asked. Rather than destroy it, the Zinthari looked confused. Capture, but why? Information. Olivia said, know your enemy. Study their technology, their capabilities. If we can take one ship without destroying it, we gain advantage. Thalia exchanged looks with her advisors. It could be done with our tractor technology, but is it wise to bring Krell onto our station? Olivia nodded firmly. It's essential. If I am to help you, I need to understand what we're facing hours later. Olivia stood with Thalia watching as the captured Krell scout ship was secured in a holding bay. The Krell themselves were unconscious. Their life support systems temporarily disabled by a targeted pulse. They were reptilian with thick scales and powerful bodies. Even unconscious, they looked dangerous. Warriors evolved for combat, seeing them made the threat real. Olivia turned to Thalia. I will help you, she said. I will create a defense strategy and train your people. But I need full authority over your military resources. Thalia studied her for a long moment. Then she reached out and took Olivia's hand, a gesture she had never made before. By the authority of the Council, I grant you this. It shall be announced tomorrow. That night, Olivia stood on a balcony overlooking the vast ocean of Zinthar. Lights from underwater cities glowed beneath the waves, creating constellations below to match those above. She had committed herself to an alien war far from Earth, defending people she barely knew. Are you sad? Lyra appeared beside her. The child had a habit of moving silently. Not sad, Olivia answered. Thoughtful. I left my world, my career to help yours. It's a big decision. Lyra leaned against her. So you will stay. You will help lead us. You will be my second parent. Olivia looked down at the hopeful child. One step at a time. Little one. First, we defeat the Krell. Then we can discuss family arrangements. Lyra smiled. I knew you would help. I saw it in the stars. She pointed to a constellation. I named that one after you, the warrior who listens. Olivia felt something warm spread through her chest. For the first time in years, she felt needed, valued, part of something important. Below them, the ocean glowed. Above them, the stars watched, and somewhere out there the Krell were coming. Human, my mother needs a husband, and I need a father. Please marry her and help lead the galaxy, Commander. Olivia Barnes stared at the message on her screen with wide eyes. She read it again, trying to make sense of the words. The message came from someone claiming to be an alien child. The strange part was that it had arrived on her personal frequency, which very few people knew. Olivia rubbed her tired eyes. She had been stationed at Outpost 7 for 3 years now. The small space station orbited a dusty planet on the edge of human space, far from Earth, far from excitement, and now apparently receiving messages from aliens. The message played again, this time with video. A small purple creature appeared on screen. It had 6 eyes arranged in a pattern across its face and delicate hands with 4 fingers. Each, my name is Lyra of the Zinthari, the creature said in surprisingly good English. My mother is High Counselor Thalia. Leader of our people, we need help. Human help. Our world is in danger from the Krell warriors. They attack soon. Our scientists say humans have special thinking for war and battle. You have excellent records. You must help us. I have selected you to be my new parent and my mother's. Maid Olivia nearly choked on her coffee mate. Was this some kind of joke? She checked the transmission data. The signal originated from beyond human space in a sector rumored to contain intelligent life but not yet officially contacted. She should report this immediately, too. Her superior's first contact protocols were clear. But something about the message made her pause. The desperation in the child's voice, the specific mention of her military record. How did they even know about her protocol? Officer Lang stood in her doorway looking concerned. Commander, we detected an unauthorized transmission. Is everything okay? Olivia quickly switched off her screen. Just some static. She lied. I was about to run a diagnostic. After Lang left, Olivia sat in silence, contemplating. She was bored with her posting. Her career had stalled after her divorce 3 years ago. She had no children, no real connections. Nothing to lose, really. 2 days later, after minimal sleep and much thought, Olivia made her decision. She recorded a short response. I received your message, Lyra of the Zinthari. I am interested in learning more about your situation. I cannot promise marriage or leadership, but I can listen. Meet me at these coordinates in neutral space. She included the location of an uninhabited moon system just beyond human borders. It was risky, possibly career-ending, but her curiosity was too strong, her life too empty. A week later, Olivia sat in a small scout ship, heart pounding as she approached the meeting point. Guy had told her superiors she was conducting routine patrol surveys. She had never directly disobeyed orders before. A flash of light announced the arrival of another vessel. It was unlike anything in human records. Sleek with curves and spirals that seemed to shift and change as she watched. It was beautiful and clearly advanced. Commander Barnes, you came. The voice of the child. Lyra came through her comm. I knew you would. Mother said humans are unpredictable, but I said you would come. A beam of light enveloped Olivia's ship before she could respond. Her controls went dead, and she felt movement as her vessel was drawn toward the alien craft. Should she be afraid, perhaps? But instead she felt alive for the first time in years. The interior of the alien ship glowed with soft blue light. The air smelled like cinnamon and ocean. Olivia stood tense, ready for anything. As a door spiraled open, Lyra bounded through, smaller in person than she had appeared on screen. Her purple skin had patterns that shifted and moved like clouds. She wore what looked like a simple dress made of flowing material. Behind Lyra came a taller figure, clearly an adult of the same species. This one had deeper purple skin with blue undertones and moved with dignity and grace. The 6 eyes blinked in sequence, creating an almost hypnotic effect. Commander Barnes, I am High Counselor Thalia. I apologize for my daughter's unusual approach. She has always been creative in her problem-solving. Olivia found herself speechless. The aliens spoke perfect English. Their movements were graceful, almost mesmerizing. Up close, their skin seemed to contain tiny lights like stars in a purple sky. Why me? She finally managed to ask. There must be better candidates. Military leaders, scientists, diplomats. Lyra bounced excitedly. We studied many humans. Your records show excellent tactical thinking. You have no mate or offspring now. You seek purpose. The stars aligned. Thalia made a gentle gesture that silenced her daughter. Commander, our situation is indeed dire. The Krell Empire expands through our sector. They destroy all who resist. We have technology but lack the warrior mind that humans possess. We need new strategies, new thinking. But marriage, Olivia couldn't help. But Ask Thalia made a sound, like wind chimes. My daughter is impulsive. In our culture, binding agreements between families ensure true loyalty. The leadership part is accurate, though. Their conversation was interrupted by a loud alarm. Lights flashed throughout the ship. Mother, Lyra cried. Krell scouts. They found us. Thalia moved quickly to a control panel. We must return you to your vessel, Commander, and depart this area immediately. I apologize for the danger. Olivia felt disappointment rather than fear. Wait, she said. How? Do I contact you again? I want to hear more about your situation. Your people, Thalia looked surprised, her 6 eyes widening. You would still consider helping us? Before Olivia could answer, the ship rocked violently. Alarms blared louder. No time, Thalia said. Take this. She pressed a small crystal into Olivia's hand. It will allow secure communication. If you truly wish to continue this discussion. Minutes later, Olivia was back in her scout ship, watching the Zinthari vessel disappear in a flash of light. She held the crystal in her palm, feeling its warmth. The first unofficial human contact with an advanced alien species had just happened, and nobody knew except her as she set course back to Outpost 7. Olivia felt something she hadn't felt in years: purpose, excitement, possibility. She had a feeling her life was about to change forever, and somewhere among the stars a small purple alien with 6 eyes was telling her mother, I told you she'd help us, Mother. I told you she was the one. Olivia sat in what had become her command center, surrounded by holographic displays showing Zinthari ship formations. 1 month had passed since her arrival. The announcement of her position as military advisor to the High Council had caused mixed reactions. Some welcomed the human perspective. Others questioned trusting their defense to an outsider. The door slid open, and Thalia entered. Olivia had come to recognize her immediately among others Zinthari. Her movement, her energy was distinctive. How goes the training? She asked. Olivia gestured to the displays. Your people learn quickly, but they think differently. They seek harmony, even in battle. It's both a weakness and a strength. Thalia moved closer to examine the formations I received word from. Our outer scouts, the main Krell fleet, has increased speed. They may arrive within 30 days, not 60 as we first thought. Olivia nodded, taking the news calmly. Then we accelerate our preparations. The captured scout ship had provided valuable information. The Krell relied on brute force and numbers, not subtlety. Their communications were simple, their tactics direct. That gave Olivia hope. We need to test our new battle formations, she said. Tomorrow we run full simulations. Later that evening, Olivia joined Thalia and Lyra for dinner, a ritual that had become regular. They ate in Thalia's private quarters with a view of the ocean. The food was strange, but Olivia had grown accustomed to it. Even enjoyed some dishes. Lyra chatted excitedly about her day. She attended what humans would call school, learning sciences, mathematics, and arts. The child was brilliant, absorbing information at an astonishing rate. She had been learning Earth history and customs, asking endless questions. Is it true humans keep animals in their homes? Lyra asked. As she spoke, small lights moved beneath her purple skin, a sign of excitement Olivia had learned. Some do, Olivia answered. I had a dog once, named Rusty. What is dog? Lyra wanted to know. Olivia tried to explain the concept of pets. The Zinthari had animals but viewed them differently, not as companions. I would like a dog, Lyra declared. Perhaps someday, Thalia said gently. She turned to Olivia. You seem concerned tonight. Olivia sighed. The Krell ships are faster than we thought. Their weapons have longer range. Our simulations show significant casualties even with our new tactics. Thalia was quiet for a moment. I have been considering an option, she finally said. There are other species in nearby systems, some with more military experience than ours. We have trade agreements, but never military alliances. It is not our way. Allies, Olivia said thoughtfully. That could change everything. More ships, different technologies. Who specifically? Thalia named 3 species. The Corian, a silicon-based life form with powerful mining vessels. The Elrin, masters of stealth technology. And the Vox, a collective intelligence with advanced energy weapons. Can you arrange meetings? Olivia asked, her mind already racing with possibilities. Thalia nodded. But such alliances would require significant concessions. Sharing of technology resources, perhaps even territory. Olivia leaned forward. Whatever the cost, alliance is better than extinction. The next morning, Olivia stood beside Thalia as they welcomed representatives from the Corian people. They were fascinating creatures, crystalline in appearance with voices that sounded like wind through chimes. High Counselor Thalia spoke formally. The Krell threat grows. We seek partnership in defense. The Corian leader called the Facet studied them. We have observed the Krell. They do not negotiate. They only consume. If they defeat the Zinthari, we will be next. This is logical. But what do you offer in exchange for our help? Olivia stepped forward. I am Commander Olivia Barnes of Earth. I serve as military advisor to the Zinthari. We offer joint defense strategy, shared technology and protection. Your mining vessels can be adapted for combat. I can show you how. The Corian seemed surprised by the human. This one speaks directly. The Facet said, Is this the Earth way? It is. Olivia confirmed. Sometimes directness saves time. And right now, time is precious. 2 days later, the Elrin arrived, sleek beings with translucent skin that seemed to bend light. Around them, they moved like liquid, silent and graceful. After them came the Vox. Not as individuals, but as a single representative housing thousands of connected minds in one body. Each meeting followed a similar pattern. Initial hesitation followed, by recognition of the common threat. The presence of a human surprised them all. Humans were known in the galaxy but rarely involved in alien politics. Olivia's direct approach, her tactical knowledge and her passionate arguments swayed them one by one. Within 2 weeks, treaties were signed. The first interspecies defensive alliance in the sector's history. Corian mining ships began modifications to serve as heavy combat vessels. Elrin's stealth technology was adapted to Zinthari scout ships. Vox energy specialists enhanced weapons systems. The command center expanded as representatives from each species joined Olivia's team. She worked tirelessly, coordinating, adapting, learning the strengths and weaknesses of each ally. Some nights she would work until exhaustion, then collapse into her bed, only to be awakened by nightmares. Visions of defeat of Zinthar and flames of Thalia and Lyra lost on. One such night she found herself wandering to an observation deck. The stars looked different, here the constellations unknown. Yet the vastness of space felt the same. You should rest, said a familiar voice. Thalia stood in the doorway, her form silhouetted against the light. I could say the same to you. Olivia replied. Thalia moved to stand beside her. The High Counselor seemed to glow softly in the dim light, her skin reflecting the starlight. You have accomplished miracles, Olivia. No one has ever united these species before. Olivia shrugged. It's survival. The Krell threaten everyone. It's logical. To work together, is that all it is? Thalia asked. Logic. Olivia turned to look at her. No, it's more. I care what happens here. To your people. She hesitated. To you, and Lyra. Thalia reached out her hand, touching Olivia's face gently. We have a tradition among my people, she said softly. Before battle, before danger, we speak truths that might otherwise remain silent. I would speak such a truth. Now, Olivia felt her heart beat faster. Please do. When Lyra first suggested bringing a human here, I thought her foolish. When she selected you specifically, I thought it impossible that you would come. When you arrived, I thought you would leave once you understood our situation, but you stayed. You have given us hope. Not just my people, but many worlds now. Thalia moved closer, her 6 eyes focused intently on Olivia. This was not planned, but I have grown to admire you. Olivia Barnes, your courage, your mind, your heart. My daughter saw something in you that I now see clearly. As well, Olivia found herself at a loss for words. Her life had been military discipline, structure, duty. This feeling was none of those things. Yet it felt right, somehow natural. Despite how unnatural it should have been to feel this way about someone from another world. The moment was interrupted by an alarm blaring throughout the station. Olivia's communicator activated Commander Barnes to command center emergency. They arrived to chaos. Screens showed multiple signals approaching fast. A lieutenant rushed to them. Krell ship's commander and advance force. 5 cruisers. Sooner than expected, Olivia said calmly. Is the Elrin stealth squadron ready? Yes, Commander. Deploy them. I want eyes on those ships. No engagement. Have the Corian defense line move to these coordinates. She pointed to a position that would protect the main station. Send the Vox energy ships to secondary position. As orders were relayed, Olivia felt a strange calm. She had prepared for this, trained for this. Her entire life had led to this moment, standing in an alien command center defending people not her own yet. Somehow now hers. Thalia stood beside her, rigid with tension. I should address the people, she said. Go, Olivia agreed. They need to hear from you as. Thalia left. Olivia turned her full attention to the tactical displays. The first real test of their defenses was about to begin. Not the main Krell fleet, but a significant force. The Elrin ships invisible to sensors approached the Krell cruisers. Information began flowing back. Details on weapons shield configurations, troop movements. Olivia studied it all, looking for patterns, weaknesses, then she saw it. The Krell ships maintained a specific formation, leaving a vulnerability on their port flank. They clearly hadn't expected a multi-species defense. She smiled. For the first time that day we have them, she said to her staff, prepare all ships for combat according to pattern Delta. The battle for Zinthar was about to begin. The command center hummed with tense energy as the first reports came in. The Krell advance force had engaged the outer defense line. Elrin stealth ships darted between the massive Krell cruisers, gathering intelligence and occasionally firing precision strikes at vulnerable points. Corian vessels held the main line, their crystalline hulls absorbing amazing amounts of damage, while their modified mining beams cut through Krell armor. Vox energy ships provided support, firing complex patterns that confused Krell targeting systems. Olivia stood at the central console, directing it all. She had prepared for this moment, studied every possibility. Yet the reality of battle always brought surprises. Commander, the Krell have deployed boarding pods toward Defense Station 3, reported a Zinthari officer. Olivia frowned. That was unexpected. The Krell usually focused on destroying targets, not capturing them. Send Zinthari security teams. Remind them to use the tactics we practiced. Close quarters combat, 4-person units. She watched as the battle unfolded. The Alliance forces were holding, but the Krell were relentless. Their ships absorbed tremendous damage before failing. Their soldiers fought to the death, never retreating. A new alert sounded. 2 more Krell cruisers have entered the system, Commander. They are moving to flank our position. Olivia studied the tactical display. This was a more coordinated attack than expected. The Krell were adapting. The thought was troubling. Redirect. Vox Squadron 2 to intercept, she ordered, and prepare our reserve forces. They were holding back 20% of their ships as Olivia had insisted. A reserve that could turn the tide. Hours passed. The battle raged across the Zinthari system. Olivia remained at her post, coordinating, adjusting, responding to Krell maneuvers. She had not slept in 30 hours, but adrenaline kept her focused. Commander, a junior officer approached hesitantly. High Counselor Thalia requests your presence in Chamber 7. It's urgent. Olivia glanced at her second-in-command. Lieutenant Mira, take command. Follow Protocol Theta if the Krell change formation. Chamber 7 was a small, secure room deep within the station. Thalia waited there along with representatives from each allied species. Their expressions were grave. What's happened? Olivia asked immediately. Thalia gestured to a holographic display. We have intercepted communications from the Krell fleet. This advance force is not their main attack. It is a test to assess our defenses. The main fleet, 40 ships, approaches from a different vector. They will arrive in less than 12 hours. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. We cannot withstand such a force, not so soon. After this battle, said the Elrin representative. Our ships are damaged, our crews exhausted. The Vox Collective hummed with distress. Our energy reserves deplete. Our weapons require recharge. The Corian facet stood motionless, crystals glinting in the light. Logic suggests withdrawal. Preservation of Forces. Thalia looked to Olivia, her 6 eyes filled with unspoken questions. Olivia studied the new data carefully. The Krell main fleet was massive, its approach vector designed to bypass their current defenses. A conventional defense would fail. Yet she saw something, a possibility. We don't defend, she said firmly. We attack, the Elrin repeated. The concept seems flawed. Olivia pointed to the hologram. The Krell expect us to defend Zinthar, to fortify around the planet. That is where 40 ships would overwhelm us. But look here, she indicated a point in space. Their fleet must pass through this nebula to maintain their approach vector. It's the fastest route, and the Krell always choose speed and force. So ask the Corian. We position our entire fleet inside the nebula. Olivia explained. The gases will mask our energy signatures. We strike as they pass through, hitting their engines, communications arrays, targeting systems. Then we scatter, draw them apart. Force them to divide their attention, their forces. It's a significant risk, said Thalia. Olivia nodded. And our only chance, a conventional defense fails. A bold attack might succeed. It's what humans call asymmetric warfare. When outnumbered, change the rules. The alien representatives exchanged looks. This is why the human was brought to us, said the Vox. Their thinking differs. One by one they agreed. The plan was approved. Ships were recalled from the current battle. Damaged vessels underwent emergency repairs. Crews rotated, allowing minimal rest. 6 hours later, Olivia stood on the bridge of the command ship, positioned deep within the nebula. Around them, the combined fleet of 4 species waited in formation. Weapons hot, but systems minimal to avoid detection. Thalia had insisted on joining the command ship against Olivia's advice. I will not hide while others fight for my world, the High Counselor had said. Now she stood beside Olivia, watching the sensor readings. The Krell fleet approaches. She said quietly, How do you remain so calm? Olivia gave a small smile. Am terrified, she admitted. But fear can be useful. It sharpens the mind, forces focus. The trick is to acknowledge it, then set it aside. Thalia reached out, taking Olivia's hand in hers, a gesture that had become familiar, comforting. There is a saying among my people, she said. Before the greatest storms, the waters are most still. Olivia squeezed her hand gently. On Earth, we say the calm before the storm. Thalia made a sound like soft laughter. So different, yet so similar are peoples. The tactical officer interrupted. Krell fleet entering nebula perimeter in 3 minutes. Commander, all ships, battle stations. Olivia ordered. Prepare to execute attack pattern Omega on my mark. The minutes stretched endlessly. The bridge was silent save for the soft beeping of equipment. Olivia felt time slow, as it always did in the moments before combat. First Krell ships entering the nebula now, reported the sensor officer. Olivia took a deep breath. Wait for it. Wait until their entire formation is committed. More ships entering, 15, 20, 30. Main command vessel at the center. Now, Olivia commanded, execute Omega. The Allied fleet surged forward from all directions like predators ambushing prey. The nebula gases ignited in brilliant flashes as energy weapons fired. Corian mining beams sliced through Krell engine arrays. Elrin stealth ships materialized alongside command ships, firing directly into communication centers. Vox energy weapons overloaded Krell, shields and cascading failures. The Krell responded with furious but uncoordinated fire. Their formation broke as ships turned to face attacks from multiple directions. Olivia watched the tactical display, issuing orders as the battle evolved. Corian, Squadron 4 target the flagship. Vox units concentrate on their heavy cruisers. Elrin teams disable their targeting arrays. The battle raged fierce and chaotic. Olivia had transformed the Allied forces from a defensive wall into a swarm of striking hunters. The Krell, accustomed to direct confrontation, struggled to adapt to attacks from all sides. Reports flooded in Allied ships damaged or destroyed, Krell vessels disabled or retreating. The cost was high, but the strategy was working. Then a violent impact rocked the command ship. Olivia was thrown to the floor. Alarms blared. Direct hit to decks 5 through 8. Reported to officer, shields failing. Olivia pulled herself up. Evasive maneuvers, she ordered. Transfer power from non-essential systems. To shields, another hit shook the ship harder. Consoles exploded in showers of sparks. Crew members were tossed about like dolls, engines offline, weapons at 20% capacity. Shields failing came the grim update. Olivia looked to Thalia, who stood, braced against a console. The High Counselor met her gaze with calm dignity. "Prepare evacuation," Olivia commanded. "Get the High Counselor to an escape pod." "No," Thalia said firmly. "I remain with the ship with you." There was no time to argue. A massive Krell cruiser loomed outside, targeting them specifically. Olivia made a quick decision. Transfer all remaining power to forward weapons. Target their command center. Fire everything. The command ship's weapons flared one last time, sending a concentrated blast into the Krell vessel. Both ships shuddered from the impact. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the Krell cruiser split apart, a secondary explosion tearing through its core. The bridge crew cheered, but Olivia knew they were still in danger. Their ship was crippled. "Drifting, Commander. Incoming transmission from the Elrin flagship," said the communications officer. "The Krell formation is broken. 17 of their ships destroyed or disabled. The rest are retreating. We have victory, victory," Olivia repeated. The word softly. It seemed impossible, yet the tactical display confirmed it. The remaining Krell ships were indeed withdrawing, pulling back from the nebula. Their coordinated attack had failed, their losses too great to continue. Thalia moved to Olivia's side, her hand finding Olivia's in the dim emergency lighting of the damaged bridge. "You did it," she said, her voice filled with wonder. "You saved us all." Olivia shook her head. "We did it, all of us together." She looked around at the mixed crew, Zinthari, Corian, Elrin, and Vox working side by side. 4 species united against a common enemy. It was unprecedented in this sector of space, as emergency teams worked to stabilize the command ship. Olivia felt exhaustion wash over her. She had not slept. In almost 40 hours, had barely eaten. The adrenaline that had kept her going ebbed away, leaving her drained. Thalia seemed to notice, guiding her gently away from the command center. "Come," she said. "You must rest. The others can oversee the recovery." In Thalia's private quarters aboard the ship, Olivia finally allowed herself to relax. Her body ached. Her mind was foggy with fatigue. "You have changed everything," Thalia said softly, as Olivia sat heavily on a cushioned bench. "Not just for my people, but for this entire sector of space, 4 species working as one. It has never happened before." 1 year had passed since the Battle of the Nebula, as it was now called. The Krell had not returned. Though scouts reported they were rebuilding their fleet. The Alliance had grown stronger, adding 2 more species to its ranks: the Marin Aquatic engineers and the Trell atmospheric specialists. Their technologies complemented the existing Alliance perfectly. Zinthar had changed. The once peaceful world now hosted a combined fleet command center, a defense academy trained officers from all 6 species in battle tactics, strategy, and combined operations. The Zinthari themselves had evolved, becoming more confident, more assertive, while maintaining their artistic, peaceful core. Olivia stood on a balcony overlooking the capital city. Her official title was now Grand Admiral of the Alliance Fleet. She wore a uniform of her own design, combining elements from Earth military tradition with symbols from each allied species. It felt right, a visual representation of the new Unity commander. Barnes, Lyra called, rushing toward her. The child had grown taller in the past year, though still small by human standards. "You promised to teach me about Earth oceans today." Olivia smiled. Lyra had developed an obsession with Earth, particularly its oceans. The concept of a world with such vast water bodies fascinated her. "I did promise, didn't I? And what does a Barnes always do? Keeps their promises." Lyra recited happily. The child had taken to using Olivia's surname, occasionally claiming it was practice for when they became a proper family. Thalia appeared in the doorway, watching them with obvious affection. The Zinthari High Counselor wore formal robes, indicating she'd come from a council meeting. "The Admiral is very busy." Lyra. "Perhaps another time." "No, it's fine." Olivia assured her. "The fleet exercises are complete. Security protocols are updated. Am free for the afternoon Lyras. Six eyes blinked with excitement. Tell me about the creatures in your oceans, the big ones with teeth sharks. Olivia said they come in many varieties, great white tiger hammerhead. As she began describing Earth marine life, Olivia caught Thalia's gaze. They shared a silent communication born of months working side by side. Their relationship had evolved gradually, naturally despite their different species. Despite the constant demands of rebuilding and preparing for possible Krell return, they had found moments together. Quiet dinners, philosophical discussions, midnight walks beneath the twin suns. Later that evening, after Lyra had finally exhausted her questions about Earth and gone to bed, Olivia and Thalia sat in a garden overlooking the ocean. The air was warm, fragrant with alien flowers. The council has approved the new defense grid, Thalia said Corian. Engineers begin construction next month. Good. Olivia nodded. The system would create a network of automated defense platforms protecting the entire sector. It's better to be prepared. They sat in comfortable silence for a while. Then Thalia spoke, her voice softer, more personal. I received a message from Earth today. Olivia stiffened slightly. Earth had eventually learned of her new position, her unauthorized first contact, her leadership of an alien alliance. Initially, there had been outrage accusations of treason. But as the strategic importance of the alliance became clear, as trade opportunities emerged, attitudes had shifted. Now she maintained irregular contact with Earth authorities. What did they want? She asked. They wished to send an official, Ambassador Thalia said, to establish formal relations with the alliance. They specifically requested permission for the ambassador to meet with you. Olivia wasn't surprised Earth would want direct involvement now that the alliance was proving successful, powerful. Do you think this wise? Thalia turned to her. You are the bridge between our worlds, it seems logical. Olivia sighed. Sometimes I wonder if I made the right choice. Leaving Earth. The way I did. Thalia was quiet for a moment. Do you regret it? No, Olivia said immediately. That surprised her once, but not anymore. I'm where I need to be. She looked at Thalia. The High Counselor's iridescent skin glowed softly in the twilight, her six eyes reflecting starlight. I'm where I want to be. Thalia reached out, taking Olivia's hand. There is something I wish to discuss, she said. A proposal of sorts. Olivia raised an eyebrow. That sounds serious. It is, Thalia confirmed. The Council and representatives from all allied species have been discussing creating a permanent leadership structure for the Alliance. Not just military, but diplomatic, cultural, scientific. A unified approach. Olivia nodded. Makes sense. The Alliance needs stability structure beyond immediate defense needs. They wish to create a new position, Thalia continued, Alliance Prime. A leader who would work with representatives from all worlds to guide our combined future. They have nominated you. Olivia blinked in surprise. Me, but am human. An outsider. Thalia made a sound like gentle laughter. You united 6 species against an enemy that threatened us all. You created defense strategies, training protocols, communication systems. You have learned our cultures, respected our differences, found our common ground. You are the natural choice. But, Olivia began, there is more. Thalia interrupted. According to tradition, such a leader must have formal ties to at least one member world Lyras. Old idea, Olivia said with a small smile. Marriage. Thalia looked away, her skin shifting colors slightly in. What Olivia had learned was the Zinthari equivalent of a blush. That was my daughter's idea, yes. But the council suggests a formal adoption into a Zinthari house would suffice, or a position as honorary citizen. Olivia studied Thalia carefully. The High Counselor seemed unusually nervous. And what do you suggest? Thalia met her gaze directly. Her 6 eyes focused intently. I suggest that my daughter's initial assessment was correct. Olivia felt her heart beat faster. You mean, I mean that beyond politics, beyond alliance, beyond duty, I have found myself drawn to you, Olivia Barnes. Your courage, your wisdom, your heart. These past months working together, sharing meals, discussing ideas, watching you with Lyra, I have developed feelings I did not anticipate. Olivia reached out, touching Thalia's face gently. On Earth we have a saying, when you know, you know. And I know, Thalia. I have known for some time. Their moment was interrupted by a small voice. Mother Olivia Lyra stood in the garden entrance, her nightclothes glowing softly in the dim light. I had a dream, she said, the Krell were coming back. Olivia opened her arms and the child rushed to her, climbing into her lap. They may return someday, she said honestly. But when they do, well, be ready, all of us together. Lyra looked between them with her 6 perceptive eyes. Have you asked her yet? Mother, she whispered loudly. Thalia made that musical sound of embarrassment that Olivia had come to find endearing. I was in the process before you arrived. Little one, Lyra bounced, excitedly. Well, finish asking, I want to know the answer. Thalia took a deep breath, meeting Olivia's gaze. Olivia Barnes of Earth, would you consider joining your life with mine, becoming part of our house, our family, leading not just our fleet, but our hearts as well? Olivia looked at Thalia, at Lyra, at the alien sky above, so different from Earth's, yet now so familiar. I would be honored, she said. And the Alliance position? Thalia smiled. That too, if you wish, but this is between us, 3 beings, who found each other across the stars later that night as Lyra slept peacefully in her room. Olivia stood with Thalia on the balcony. The ocean below glowed with bioluminescent life. The twin moons cast double shadows. I never expected this, Olivia said. When I received that first message a year ago, I was alone, stuck in a dead-end posting with no real purpose. Now you lead an interstellar alliance. Thalia finished. Have a family who adores you, and have helped create peace among worlds that never before worked together. Olivia laughed softly. All because a child decided her mother needed a husband and a father, Thalia added. Her 6 eyes crinkled with amusement. Though we have adapted the concept somewhat, in the distance the defense fleet ran night maneuver ships gliding through the darkness in perfect formation. Lights from underwater cities created patterns across the vast ocean. Surface dwellings glowed along the coastline. Tomorrow would bring challenges, new defense systems to implement, trade agreements to negotiate, cultural exchanges to facilitate, the Earth ambassador to prepare for the Alliance Council to form, and a family ceremony to plan. But tonight, Olivia Barnes of Earth, High Counselor Thalia of Zinthar, and young Lyra, who had brought them together, were simply 3 beings united by circumstance, choice, and growing love. The stars watched silently as they always had, but now they seemed to shine with new possibility, as if the universe itself approved of this unexpected union. This bridge between worlds, and somewhere in the darkness beyond their sight, a small purple child with 6 eyes dreamed of peace among the stars, a dream that against all odds was becoming reality.